What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Do me a favor and drop a like on the video. But let's get right into this topic. So the New Orleans Pelicans have dismissed head coach Willie Green after a 2-10 start to the season, and this comes after the Pelicans lost last night to the Lakers in the NBA Cup. Now, things have not been too well for New Orleans, and the key takeaway is injuries. Now, the Pelicans, as we're making this video, are missing multiple key players at once. You have Poole and Williamson in the short term, and you have DeJounte Murray in the long term, who I think DeJounte Murray was out for a torn Achilles tendon. And I think over here, I'm reading here, it says Jordan Poole has a left quadricep strain and won't be back until November 21st. And Zion Williamson has been dealing with that same nagging hamstring injury that he's been dealing with for the past 4 seasons. If you know, then you know. Now, my initial reaction to this firing is, I don't think it's a fair firing. I think the New Orleans Pelicans organization made a mistake here, because how can you expect a head coach in the NBA to be successful if their key players just aren't available? Now, when I talk about key players, I'm talking about Zion Williamson. Now, I know Zion Williamson, he lost a lot of weight, he got in shape. He seemed to take his conditioning and his exercise this season, at least this more seriously, at least this off season. So we gotta give him credit there. But the fact is, this season for Zion was supposed to be the season where he changed the narrative surrounding his availability. And right on cue, Zion Williamson is out with a hamstring injury, and the New Orleans Pelicans are absolute dog shit. But to add another layer to this dysfunction within the Pelicans organization, basketball of operations, Joe Dumars, he said at the beginning of this season that he had no playoff expectations for the New Orleans Pelicans. So the immediate question is, why would you fire the head coach? If you did not expect the Pelicans to make the playoffs, then why would you fire the head coach? Especially when the coach doesn't have the players that are making the most money, that are the key players, the main players. How do you expect them to have any type of success? So here is Joe Dumars on saying that he did not expect the Pelicans to make the playoffs. Check this out.
Expectations question. When you make a trade like you guys did on draft night, do you think that kind of sends the message we expect to be a playoff team when you give away your first round pick the following season?
No, I'm just trying to build a deep team. Like I just said, I've not put that expectation on anyone. I expect us to be competitive every night. Before you can get to playoffs, before you can get to an amount of wins, the first thing you have to establish is, man, we compete hard every single night. Before you can start talking about numbers and play-in and playoff, if you don't establish that in your building first, you're just talking. You're just talking. You're just giving quotes out at that point. So for me, it's a process of establishing a hard, competitive playing team every night, and then we'll get to the wins and losses. That would be if we made a trade or didn't make a trade. I'd be saying the same thing here. So the trade is inconsequential to the belief of what I'm talking about. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not, it wasn't like, okay, we made this trade, I expect to make the playoffs. That's short-sighted to me. You got to build something deeper than that.
So you heard what Joe Dumars had to say, and the part he left out was the players being healthy. That's the main part, health. Making sure that each player, at least, well, you want every player to be healthy, but at least the main players are available to be productive. And that just hasn't been the case with New Orleans. Now, I want to get into this bombshell of a report from ESPN that says Pelicans fire coach Willie Green amid 2-10 start. And it's basically going to say exactly what we just spoke about. But there's a couple things that I want to share with you, where it says here, right? The Pelicans were the first team in NBA history to lose 3 of their first 6 games by at least 30 points after allowing at least 120 points in 5 straight games to begin the season for the first time in franchise history. New Orleans is on a 4-game losing streak, including a 118-104 loss to the Lakers on Friday, which was last night. And it says here the Pelicans are a bottom 5 team in both offensive and defensive rating this season. Now, Joe Dumars let out a statement regarding the firing of Willie Green, saying, "After careful evaluation, we have made the difficult decision to make a change at head coach. I have the utmost respect for Willie Green, and I'm sincerely appreciative of his contributions to the Pelicans organization and the New Orleans community. We wish him the best. We wish him and his family the best in the future." Now, James Borrego, who was the former coach of the Charlotte Hornets, he's now the new interim coach for the New Orleans Pelicans. So we'll see, what comes of him doing that. But I'm still going to stick to the fact that Zion Williamson is just, you just can't expect a coach to be successful. And if you look here, right, it says that Green was in his 5th season as the Pelicans head coach, and he finished with a 190 record, including postseason appearances in 2021-22 and 23-24. The fact that this coach was able to get this Pelican squad to the playoffs twice in his essentially 5-year career with the Pelicans speaks to his coaching ability, in my opinion. Right? Because again, Zion Williamson just isn't available. And the fact that a head coach has to be fired because the team isn't playing well, I think the Pelicans made a mistake here, because what I was taught was availability is the best ability. And with this Pelican squad, it just seems like they're cursed. It just seems that way. But I'm gonna end the video there, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this firing by the New Orleans Pelicans. Was this justified? Was this a fair firing or not? Let me know what you guys think about this topic. I appreciate the support. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.